Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for my February TBR. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what February will look like as a reading month. Historically, I read less books in February, but that's because I have less time in February, since February is, of course, the shortest month of the year. So anyway, with that said, my expectations are historically low for February. So anyway, with that said, the first book on this list is called The School for Invisible Boys. This story comes out February 6th, which means that by the time this video comes out, I will probably have already read it. But anyway, the story is a middle-grade urban fantasy following a young queer main character who's usually very overlooked within his school, and then he suddenly becomes literally overlooked because he slowly becomes invisible. I'm so excited to read this book. It sounds like it's going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done. I've read a few YA books before by this author, and if I'm not mistaken, this is his middle grade debut, so I'm so excited to read it because of that. Historically, in the past, whenever authors write YA first and then they segue into reading middle grade, their middle grade book tends to be better than their YA book. So I hope that that is the case with this book. But anyway, like I said, this book comes out February 6th, and I'm so excited to read it. The next book on this list is called This Day Changes Everything. This story comes out February 13th, and it's a YA contemporary following two queer teens who spend one whirlwind day together, and prior to this day, I believe they're strangers. This book is marketed as like Ferris Bueller's Day Off meets Dash and Lily, which typically would not make me very excited for this book, just because Ferris Bueller's Day Off, for me, is a movie that did not age well. It feels entirely too coincidental for me, and I haven't read or seen Dash and Lily, and I'm not sure if I would actually enjoy it. But anyway, this author previously wrote Always the Almost, which I read last year and I really, really enjoyed it. So naturally, I'm so excited for the next book. This sounds like it's going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done. I'm so excited to dive into these characters and their new dynamic and like everything that makes them to them. I don't know if that really makes any sense at all, but I'm just so excited to read it. Like, typically, I don't really enjoy stories set over the course of like maybe one day, but I'm just so excited to see the author's twist on that, if that makes any sense. But anyway, all that to say, this book comes out February 13th, and I'm so excited to read it. The next book on this list is called Daughters of the Lamp. This story comes out February 20th, and it's a middle-grade urban fantasy that follows a young Egyptian main character who discovers that she is the protector of Ali Baba's legendary treasure. I'm so excited to read this book. I love reading urban fantasies or fantasies in general that are tied to like legendary fairy tales and legendary like tales in general. I don't really know if that makes any sense. I should have just said legends in general. But anyway, I'm so excited to read this book. I don't think I've ever read a book before by this author, and this book might be their debut. But anyway, I'm just so excited to read it on the concept alone. Like, it seems so exciting and so well done and just so enchanting and just so exciting. Again, I don't really know if I'm making any sense here, but basically I'm just so excited to read this book because it sounds so good and just so awesome. So anyway, with that said, I'm really, really looking forward to it. And like I said, it comes out February 20th, so keep your eyes peeled. The next book on this list is called A Tempest of Tea. This story is a YA fantasy that also comes out February 20th, and it follows a young orphan who's determined to do whatever it takes to save her self-made kingdom. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that vampires in a heist are involved, which sounds very exciting. I'm so excited to read this book just because of the author's reputation. They previously wrote the We Hunt the Flame duology, which I absolutely loved the first one so much when I read it back in 2019, which feels like it was absolutely ages ago. Like, what do you mean time prior to COVID was a thing that I experienced? What do you mean COVID was a thing that I experienced? What a bizarre historical time period that I lived through and also luckily survived. Anyway, I digress. The point is, this book sounds like it's going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done based on the author's reputation alone. Typically, I don't really enjoy reading books about vampires just because, like, if you can't die, where are the stakes? I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But basically, I'm just so excited to read another book by this author because their reputation precedes itself. I don't know if I used that correctly, but anyway, the point is, I'm so excited to read this book. It comes out February 20th. I know a bunch of other people are also so excited to read this book, so I hope that we all enjoy it together. The last book on this list, and hopefully not the least, is called Tender Beasts. This story comes out February 27th, and it's a YA thriller following a young black main character who's trying to clear her brother's name. This book is written by the same author of Blood Like Magic, which I really enjoyed, and Delicious Monsters, which I DNF'd last year. So with that said, I'm excited to read this book based more on the synopsis than the author's reputation, just because I love mysteries that are based on like someone trying to clear like somebody else's name, especially if it's a relative, because I love like complicated family dynamics. I'm hoping that this book will feel more like a contemporary thriller, like Ace of Spades, than like a paranormal horror book, if that makes any sense, just because I personally prefer thriller books over horrors, just in general. So anyway, I'm so excited to read this book. It sounds like it's going to be so good and so awesome, and I just really enjoyed Blood Like Magic, so I hope this book will be so good. But anyway, this book comes out February 27th, so keep your eyes peeled because I'm really looking forward to it. So in conclusion, I hope that in February, the quality of the books I read will be better than the quantity of the books that I read. So in conclusion, I hope these books are very good. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the unicorn emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!